Oh my god, look at those autumn colours. This is what I'm talking about. Good old Dandenong Rangers. Those autumn colours. This is what I'm talking about. Hey! Oh wow, it's really dark. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of reflecting in the water. So pretty. You know what else is pretty? Spike, it's me. I'm kidding, I'm pretty too. A lot of them are dead, but there's also a lot of flowers. It's nice. That's pretty. Leaf seed. You do it too. Hello guys. So if you've made it up to this point in the video, you'll probably see that it is quite short, so I thought that I would beef it up a little bit, so to speak. I use that phrase a lot. I thought I would talk about some stuff just to make it a little bit longer. So the main purpose of this day, I wanted to vlog, but my main purpose was to take photos for my Instagram, and they turned out really nice. I'm going to be posting those gradually over the next week or so, because for the rest of autumn I'm going to do an autumn theme. So go check out my Instagram, it's linked down below. Because, yeah, the photos turned out really nice, and I edited them and look very autumny, or fall-y as some people call it, and yeah, they're great photos, so check those out. And the other thing that I quickly wanted to talk about, probably for just a couple of minutes, so bear with me, I thought that I would do kind of like a scoliosis 8 months on question and answer, I guess. So I briefly touched on how my back is going in my last video, but I didn't really have a lot to say because it's pretty much the same as last month. Not really a lot is changing, it's just feeling the same way, so I thought that I would find some questions that I could answer. So, I don't know why I've got this one down considering it's basically what I said in my last video, but the question is, how do you feel? I feel great. Something that I forgot to mention is that sometimes if I'm lying on my stomach, I get a bit of pain in the left side, say if I'm bending over. But other than that, pretty much pain-free. However, if I lean kind of like that, or I sit back weirdly, or if I like lean forward, it does feel weird, so I do prefer to like sit leaning against something like a chair or like the back of my bed, but I can sit like this and it's okay. It's just a bit uncomfortable, but it's not terrible, and that's basically what I forgot to say in my last video. The other question I've got here is, does my back still crack? Yes, it does, in all kinds of areas. Sometimes if I do this, if I straighten it really weirdly like that, it will crack. Sometimes if it just cracks then. Sometimes if I kind of like turn around to the side like that, and just, you know, random cracks. So yes, it still does crack. How much flexibility do I have? So for those of you who don't know me, I am, or for people who don't know this in general, I am decently flexible. I used to do dance, but it's not necessarily because of that. It is because I have a lot of natural joint flexibility, which is not a good thing because I get dislocations. So, yeah, not the greatest thing, but I do have a lot of natural flexibility that I have retained. A lot of it is in my hips and in my knees. So those areas are very flexible, and I can still bend all the way down and those kind of things, and I can still stretch the same way that I did before, but not really, like, I'm not quite completely back to normal yet. Like, in terms of bending all the way down, it still feels a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah, I still have the flexibility, but in terms of just like being able to stretch as far as I could with my back, it's not quite the same, but it will get there. It hasn't even been a year yet, and I know that 8 months seems like a long time, but I think, you know what, it hasn't even been a year, so I think it will take a bit more time to be completely back to normal. Any pain? Little bit. Like I said, when I lie on my stomach, when I bend over, I get that pain in my left side, but the pain's very minimal, and it's totally worth having surgery if anyone is wondering. Like, because I did have someone message me on Facebook, on my Facebook MJ Vlogs page, asking me if it was worth it and if I'm happy that I did it. I'm very happy that I did it. So totally worth it. So if you are thinking of having this operation, go ahead and do it. The pain is really not that bad. It's not much worse than it used to be. In fact, I don't think it's even worse at all. So definitely I would recommend it. Any restrictions? Not that I can think of. I'm obviously not going to go and compete in the Olympics. But yeah, restrictions, I can't really think of any because I was never really a massive sports player, so I don't really have to worry about that. I don't actually know, like, what I could and couldn't do. Like, I'm pretty sure if I wanted to go on any ride at an amusement park, I could. Obviously, right now we can't do that, but if I wanted to, I reckon that would be okay. But I think in terms of, like, heavy exercise, in terms of, like, going on a huge hike, I feel like the restriction would probably just be don't go for too long or carry anything too heavy. I don't know. I don't really think there are any restrictions at this point, but I think you kind of make your own restrictions, like, you know what your own body can do, and I feel like those are the restrictions I would put on myself. Like, I wouldn't go out and do a back bend right now. Maybe someone else could at this point, 8 months post-op, but I wouldn't go and do that. So I think in terms of restrictions, it's what you can handle, because your surgeon can tell you certain things. But if you feel like you can do that or you can't, I just feel like it's kind of up to you. Like, I know what I can handle. I'm not going to go on, like, a weekend long hike. I feel like I just couldn't handle that, you know? I'm just not going to go out and start doing gymnastic things. Like, I just feel like I'm not ready for that, but that's just me, and I feel like it is different for everyone that has this surgery. So this is just my viewpoint. And my last question, I actually need to get a new photo of this. Does the scar bother you? Me personally, no, it does not bother me at all. I am perfectly happy wearing, like, low-cut t-shirts in the back, but it's also not quite as noticeable now, whereas I feel like within the first 3, 4, maybe 5 months, you could see it from quite far away, but I feel like now it is actually quite faded. But it's not quite there yet. Like, it will get to a point where it is just a completely white line, and that will be it. But it's still pink for the time being. So I will put in the most recent photo that I have, which is from last month, but I haven't actually got one for this month. But I will put my most recent one in for you to see what it looks like. It's not bad. It's just pink. It's a little bit pink, but you can't see it from that far away, and it's really not that bad. So those are all the questions that I have written down for my kind of second 8-month update. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, not thumbs up. And like I said, go and check out my Instagram, because the photos will be going up over the next week or so, and I think they look really nice. I've got a mix of scenery and photos of myself and some other ones that I've taken, so if you're interested in an autumn theme for the next couple of weeks or so, go check out my Instagram. It will be linked down below. It's also the same name as this channel, so you could also just search me up if you don't follow me already. Thank you for watching. See you guys.